I'm Ethan Nagel.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Oh, man. Woo! Broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. Some busy news weekend. Actually, Monday has been packed. Man. WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Army WTF Moments Monday edition. I'm Ice host, or Ken, or whatever you call it. I really need to, I don't know, stick with Ice, or just, I don't know, because, when I comment in the inbox as Ice, there's people who get pissed off about what we're doing for the border and stuff like that. That as soon as they see Ice, and I say, hey, that's my nickname, the kids gave me that, people get really upset and freak out and get all mad. And I'm like, yeah, I can't really help that. Sorry, that's just the kids. A nickname that you get, it's not your fault. But anywho, yeah, exactly. Broadcasting live on 7 July 2025 in the basement of the Pentagon. Oh, speaking of the Pentagon, I gotta throw some news out here about our friends over. Oh, actually, a friend at Hots and Cots, dude. Hots and Cots. Now, you guys know the story of Hots and Cots. How the collaborative app that U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio uses was developed by Rob Evans. Came on the podcast to talk about what it does and all that. Basically, relieving a lot of the load. Now, everyone says, "Hey, I don't know why you're sending me this this app. Who's it going to go to? Who are we sending this to? Why are you guys using an app? I thought you guys didn't care about that stuff, or blah blah blah. You shouldn't use an app." And of course, everyone goes into the, well, how did this get who's doing it? Hey, look, this is a veteran who decided to start tracking, just like we used to track all the issues that we have in the DFAC, Hots and Cots. You're supposed to get 3 hots and a cot when you join, right? 3 hot meals and a cot, a place to sleep in that's safe for you to get some rest and kind of like step away from the job in the barracks or in housing or your facilities as well. So somebody's like, hey, what do we, who's this going to go to? Who sees it? Well, I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you who sees it. Matter of fact, let me window cap this. And speaking with Rob today, let me show you who sees it. The Secretary of the Army sees it. So Rob, representing, went up there to talk to the Secretary of the Army to discuss hots and cots and the quality of life issues. And according to him, it was a good, honest conversation, and the team was welcoming and amazing. So, I mean, there you go. Well, what more could you ask for? As a matter of fact, I think it's awesome that that the Secretary of the Army took time out of his schedule to hang out with Rob, and so some of the ideas from what Rob has said is that, quote, I wanted to respect his time and not rehash what's already been in a dozen reports, but push for more actionable, low cost wins that could help rebuild trust from the ground up. For instance, track and share DPW satisfaction, and auto closure of work orders requiring an acknowledge form from soldiers before tickets are closed. Improve HVAC transparency, whether that is repair, switchover schedules, or agile switchover times. And this is from him, of course, since the starting of Hots and Cots, one of the most overarching things I heard from the soldiers is that they don't trust the system. And I don't think these ideas solve everything, but it's a step in the right direction. So he even got a coin. Look at that. We don't got a coin. I want a coin. It's messed up. How come we don't get no coins? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so some congrats are in order to Rob, and dude, I think that's awesome. I think totally that's awesome because it at least highlights that what he's doing, what all of you guys and gals have been doing in sending us information. Because everyone says, "Hey, you keep referring us to this app." Yeah, well, duh. It works. It's a good app. So just to let you guys and gals know that your Army leaders are paying attention to this, and that's it. I just wanted to give a shout out to Rob. Sorry, I've been speaking multiple languages today. To Rob, right quick, to let him know, hey, congrats, man. That's awesome. That's the stuff we need to see. And that's definitely reaching out from the community. And again, Rob could not have done this without you guys. And so, what's up with the chats? I don't know. What's up with the chats? Let's see what's up with the chats. Is someone saying there's having issues with the chats? Let me see. Double check. Are we? So we got some chats going on. Oh, speaking of chats, speaking of comments. I don't know if you guys noticed, Facebook has had some, probably because there's probably hardly anybody here because it's 4-day, supposedly. I don't know if you guys realize that Facebook, Meta, if you put, what is that? Am I sitting on a duck? My chair needs to, you hear that? Meta has done away with links in the comments. You could post a link, but it won't be hyperlinked, and you're gonna have to like copy and paste. Yeah, it's an extra step. But everyone's like, hey, how come your links don't work? I'm like, our links do work. And then we tested it, and talking to other big pages and talking to other meme pages, they've expressed the same thing, that unless the post comes from them on their own post, then you can't see it. So there you go. Matter of fact, let me see. There we go. Hang on for a second. Someone should make sure you talk about. Yep, going to talk about that. There we go. There we go. So I need to turn off my notifications because sometimes when people are just like, hey man, did you know that, man? And oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't know, man. I didn't know you guys were on air, man. It's okay. So shout out to Rob again. So anyways, yeah, 4-day weekend. You guys are supposed to be on a 4-day weekend. So if I don't see anybody in the chats, hey, that's good. That's money. You guys should be out hanging out, not be plastered. Go touch grass, not be plastered on Facebook and what's going on. So, all right, we have a guest tonight. We do have a guest tonight. Yes, we do. We have a guest tonight. We're gonna have the SITREP Foundation joining us, and I'm excited because they're gonna shoot the breeze, hang out with us, and talk about the stuff that they do and what they're all about. And so I'm looking forward to it. They'll be on here about 9:00, and you guys will see. You just enjoy yourselves and just kick back relax, and you'll definitely get informed. So that's just for the guest coming up at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. I'm excited. I always like talking to groups like that too, because it's pretty cool. So anyways, okay, so I'm gonna. How do I say this? Hey, some of you guys need to shut up on the rhetoric about the floods. Literally, just shut up. I mean, I've seen some stuff that I was telling somebody that literally has gotten me to the point of like, dude, you need to really shut up. There's been some most visceral comments I have seen about this event and the flooding in Texas, and I'm just appalled, to the point to where individual narratives are being countered back and forth on exactly whose fault it is. Now, look, that's what trips me out. Natural disasters like that, could there be things that could have been done better in prevention or warning, whatever? Of course, always. But you can't defeat Mother Nature. And you can't blame a specific body of government for it. People would love to do. That's what people are doing. People are doing it right now. Individuals that I thought would be fairly even keeled in their thinking, rational thinking, and okay, yeah, that person I'm just shocked at some of the comments that they've made. Actually thinking that within the 6 months of the presidency of Donald Trump, that it's his fucking fault for whatever fucking happened. Throwing comments out there that I'm surprised you're still alive with the mouth that you fucking have, or at least have your mandible intact for talking the way you talk. I'm just shocked. To the point where news agencies have even come out with information that's okay, fairly, I'd say fairly even. I would say fair in their reporting, and then be misconstrued. Specifically when it came to the warning that the campers had. And you can't talk, how do I say this? You can't, I mean, it's upsetting to me. I don't get normally emotional and stuff like that. Like, I mean, like, not talking about emotion, like, it's upsetting. It is heartbreaking, emotional. But enough to where I want to go, dude, you deserve everything you get. Or girl, or whatever. Individuals posting. You can blame the state of California for their inaction and ineptitude during fires. Now, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's cover Texas for a second. I'm glad you brought that, because we're going to talk about North Carolina too, and our very own Massey. I hope you guys caught the Freedom Fest or Vet Fest over at in Gastonia at the Rooster. Massey was there playing. Our own very own Massey. I hope you guys caught that over the 4th of July, and also the gaming stuff that was happening. For me, it's more the response. Like, if the administration was flat-dicking on the response, then that's where I would say, hey, y'all need to fucking speed it up. Y'all need to declare this emergency. Yeah, stuff like that. But prior to the event, prior to it, you cannot. Everyone was saying, this is bullshit. They had no warning. There are several warnings that have been posted. Now, this has been circulated throughout social media, been verified. And I shake my head when someone says, well, there was not enough people working. Exactly. Amen to that, Holly. I really hope that there are more survivors. We're hearing some stories of heroism. We're also we're hearing stories of tragedy and heroism at the same. It's just words cannot explain. So here's the warnings that were posted out. Now, mind you, when the campers were swept away, Camp Mystic, it was literally in the middle of the night. And not too many people, I think. I know. I mean, everybody. Are you awake when you get a warning or your phone goes off or you see something like that? Are you in tune to the weather? Should you be in tune to the weather? I don't know. See, that's the dialogue that goes back and forth. That just blows my mind when individuals are just not thinking that nobody had any warning and the systems were not in place and blah 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 blah. So again. A flood is very unpredictable in its devastation. Now, granted, the area to which it was affected did have history of being flooded. So again, it's just even more, and everyone that I've talked to has said, yeah, it's one of those things that you just can't fucking predict. The devastation happening is not normal, and yeah, everybody knows that it floods out, it gets over flooded or whatever, but there's been some footage out there that it flooded out within minutes. I think there was some footage where I think I saw within like 4 minutes. Matter of fact, let me dig that up. Let me find that footage, because that right there really tripped me out to see that how fast the waters were sweeping. Could you please? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. City of Kerrville, Texas, has announced that please ground your drones until flood search operations are complete. This afternoon, a privately owned drone operating in restricted airspace collided with a helicopter involved in emergency operations in Kerr County. The helicopter was forced to make an emergency landing, and it's a critical piece of response equipment that is now out of service. This was entirely preventable. So you drone geeks out there, stay out of the zone. Hang on, let me find this right here. I saw some video posted on X, and I'm literally going, dude, that happened fast. That really happened fast. And it showed, everyone's like, oh, well, this could have happened this, and this could have happened that, or this could have happened this. And literally, it's all he says. My autistic 11-year-old showed me the storm on the second. He said, Mom, there's going to be a lot of death. People will die if they don't leave. Again, he just turned 11, and the weather tracking is his go-to. But yeah, a lot of us, storm chasers and stuff like that. We have seen that as well. I mean, let me look at this right here. Let me find it. Because this video, it was like legit a time-lapse video, and I was like, holy crap, this went fast. It looked like it was up in minutes. What was that? If Doge opted for rather this month. This had nothing to do with Doge. This had zero to do with Doge at all. As a matter of fact, in some of the reports, to include the AP, said that the Weather Service had extra staffers there. Nothing to do with this. This had nothing to do with Doge. The National Weather Service in New Braunfels, which delivers forecasts for Austin, San Antonio, and surrounding areas, had extra staff on duty during the storms. Where the staff would typically have 2 forecasters on the day during the clear weather, they had up a staff of 5. So that's not even that you can't even say that. Everyone jumping on this, cuts to this and cuts to that. Stop that. Just freaking stop. Matter of fact, let me go here to where the agree to disagree. Well, okay, your wife works for NOAA, but I'm just telling you what the AP reported. And for that area specifically, does your wife work right there at that area? If then we could talk about that, or you could post it now. I'll what this had more to do with Gold Coast and Dorge. Okay, let me pull up the time lapse here to show you how fast, and you guys can see just how fast this happened. If we're talking about stuff at the main staff, guys, I look, I'm just talking about on the ground for what it is, and the Doge cuts that. She gets all the notices, yeah. So what made this river different is the flooding, because unlike other rivers that have clay, sand, and regular soil, whatever that is, it has limestone at the bottom, so it filled like a pool. Yeah, the cuts were not played. Yeah, exactly that. So, yeah. Anyways, let me show you how fast. Let me show you how fast this happened. As a matter of fact, let me move this around so that way I am not shown, and that way you guys can see just how fast and then I'll play it for you guys at speed. You can see how fast, how many minutes, just minutes that it took to do this. That's weird. For some reason, it's not showing the, show you the, highlight this a little bit more. Based on the ratings, it closed itself. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Who knew? There we go. There we go. Let me go back to the minutes. For some reason, this thing wasn't showing on the minutes, so let me highlight. So my apologies for that. Let me show you guys real quick on the minutes just how fast. So if you look up there, there's a 17:10. and you can just count the minutes and how much it went by, and that's how fast it was registered. That's how fast. This is on the 7th, so. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, roughly 4 or 5 minutes. That's how fast it got there. Let's count that again. Once you see the water hit the bridge, then we'll see, or the road. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. It was like not even 3 minutes. 3-4 minutes. That's how fast. That's how fast that water fucking rushed. So again, what's the hubbub there? Everyone's talking about. I didn't see the chat. Sorry. The video was obscuring some of y'all's in the chats. So that's how fast it was. Now again, I'm gonna go off with what the report said from the AP, and this is from the AP. All right. Everyone likes to use the AP unless it's to their narrative, and the AP's been pretty fair in this already. And so. Let's see. Some of the notes, some of the key things about the National Weather Service did send out. This is from the matter of fact. Let me grab the AP News articles for you all to share. There you go. National Weather Service sent out a series of flash forward warnings, which I showed you guys that early hours Friday before issuing the flood emergency. A rare alert notifying of imminent danger. Local officials have insisted that no one saw the flood potential coming to the defending their actions, and there's going to be a lot of finger pointing. And this is what some politicians are saying. A lot of second guessing and Monday morning quarterbacking, which is happening now. It's Monday morning, and it is. No shit. This is from Republican U.S. Representative Chip Roy. A lot of those. God, dude, my chair is all fucking. A lot of people saying why and how, and I understand that. When the warnings began in the initial flood watch, you guys, I dropped in the comments there, the AP article. Initial flood watch generally urges residents to be weather aware. Weather service about 1:18 p.m. Thursday, predicted 5 to 7. You guys saw the original alert that I saw, anyways. Officials say they didn't expect this. This is from what was written in the AP. Local officials have said that they had not expected an intense downpour, which was the equivalent of months worth of rain for the area. Quote, personally, we know we get rains, but we know the river rises, but nobody saw this coming, said Kerr County Judge Rob Kelly. No county flood warning system. Now, Holly brings up that point. Kelly said that the county considered a flood warning system along the river that would have functioned like a tornado siren about 7 years ago before he was elected, but the idea never got off the ground because of the expense. And we looked into this before. The public reeled at the cost, Kelly says. I did not know what kind of safety or evacuation plans that the camp may have had. What I do know, quote, is that the flood hit the camp first, where it came in the middle of the night. I don't know where the kids were. And I don't know what kind of alarm systems that had, and that will come out in time. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristen Noem said that Saturday that it was difficult for forecasters to predict just how much rain would fall. And the Trump administration would make it a priority to upgrade the National Weather Service technology used to deliver warnings. We quote, we know that everyone wants to be warning time, and that's what we're working to upgrade the technology that's been neglected far too long to make families have as much advance notice as possible. Now, to go back on the staffer for the National Weather Service. The National Weather Service, which I highlighted already, the National Weather in New Braunfels, which delivers forecasts for Austin, San Antonio for the surrounding areas, had extra staff on duty. What the hell said that? I forgot. I should have got the name again. Hang on, I'm trying to find the quote here again. Yeah, it is sad. Yeah, see, a lot of people that live in San Antonio are in the comments right now saying that this this was not forecasted and never had received so much rain. So again, I'm not just like I didn't blame the previous administration for the flooding in North Carolina, is I'm not going to blame this administration for the flooding here. Everyone is really, I mean, people are really, the visceral comments on, specifically on who deserved it and this should have happened. Man, what's up, pop culture warrior? So again, you guys can look at it. I think Runyon was the, might have been, who's Runyon anyways? I think he might have been the representative, spokesperson for National Office. Hey, what's up? There were extra people here that night, and that's typical for everywhere the surface office you staff up for an event and bring people in on overtime and hold people over. That was the quote. Again, it was now. In my service, in my time working in floods and stuff like that, flood early warning systems, there are some pros and cons to it. And there are studies that have been made specifically and what kind of crazy is that some of them were involved in Africa and other countries, reducing the flood impacts through forecasted entry points for social protection systems. It's hard. It really is hard. Like, this was a recipe for disaster that could not have been predicted, like the comments are saying. I don't see how blaming anybody in the administration specifically. I mean, again, 6 months of the administration and everything's his fault. Again, the visceral comments that I'm seeing that they deserved it, and I'm quoting this, quote, they deserved it, or quote, that's what they get, or quote, whatever, they should have done this, quote, whatever, quote, this is Trump's fault, quote, quote, quote. When we have our own co-host, Massey, who's on the Monday edition, currently traveling right now, when it affected his hometown, when it affected him in North Carolina, Western North Carolina, he didn't blame. Now, the recovery efforts, well, let's talk about that. Currently, the veteran community is out there. Currently, there are some emergency, I don't want to say emergency, but there are groups out there, religious groups, foundations, and also the Grunstyle Foundation out there representing to get the supplies and stuff out there to the exactly that. Hydrodynamics is extremely complicated and it's sometimes unpredictable. So it is matter of fact, here, yeah, do I have that study? In fact, I do, and it was from the United Nations. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, see that? My fucking chair, man. What's going on with my chair? I was just sit back and chill like this the whole night. But I got it. There you go. Matter of fact, let me put that in there. But let me put that study that was done that talks about the pros and cons of the warning systems and stuff like that. National Weather Alert should have been enough. I was about to say, I received, in some late model vehicles, some of you guys probably received notifications of weather alerts in your cars. I do. I make fun of my truck because it talks to me about the weather, and I'll admit it. Sometimes I'll like just like, okay, whatever, we've got a weather warning. Where's it at? And I look around and I don't see it, and lightning's expected, or there'll be a weather announcement or something like that. A lot of cars come with that. Your phone. How many times has your phone scared the bejesus out of you while you're asleep or watching a movie, and all of a sudden the emergency warning broadcast signal goes off on your phone? It does it for Amber Alerts. It does it for weather reports and alerts. Spanky said that, Spanky even said that too. If you have too many warnings, people will ignore them and think of the incoming. And then, think of incoming. You're hearing somebody come in and someone's incoming. What do? You roll over and all that. So it's, you did get a push alert today? Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I did too. And I'm not even in Texas. Weather's affected all across the country that you'd get that. Somebody brought an example, some examples of screenshots that we received. Here, let me pull that up for you guys. Of example of just some screenshots that everyone had. And you can see it. Oh wait, where's my face? Where did I go? There we go. Geology matters too. Yep, exactly. I think I saw an image of what the river bottom looked like. Hell, I grew up near a river bottom myself, and you knew when it was raining, stay away from it, right? It's kind of one of those things where you had my 1997 pickup truck doesn't care if I die. It doesn't really want. Yeah, it doesn't even have a seatbelt alarm. Ooh, yeah. Oh man. If it was, or Hilux too, yeah. Wish I had something like that. So at any rate, yeah, everyone, all the narratives and stuff, I don't want to hear it because this is something that we got. I mean, some of it was like, well, the AP said, and then as soon as you post, well, the AP said this too. What state? As a matter of fact, part of the study that I dropped in the chats, there is no record. I don't know if there's a record or a database of any place that has high floodplains or floodplain. What the statistics are of what state and what county were to have them. God, my fucking chair, dude. But Baby Ice was in here earlier goofing around, so I think he might have tweaked the settings or something like that. But again, do you know if you have a flood warning in your state? Are you now all of a sudden have become the flood warning experts, weather experts? What's the next one? USAID experts, PSYOP experts, travel experts, climate experts. I know that term experts is getting thrown around a lot lately. To the point you guys are just annoying me sometimes. They claim eminent domain, yeah. So let me show you, and this was in the chats. Let's see. There we go. This the VA, even the VA sent something out, which is kind of cool. VA sent this information out. Let me adjust my screen here so that way you guys can see it, and you can just take this number down. Just do a quick screenshot, and then you can. Again, I don't know why this freaking. There you go. There we go. Disaster. Screenshot this while we're talking. I'll even smile. Screenshot it now. Hurry up. All right. Disaster assistance for Texas veterans. Kerrville VA Medical Center is open and available to provide resources, including grief counseling. So that's the VA. They sent out to most Texas veterans in that area. And also Army Emergency Relief. They've sent some stuff out. Matter of fact, again, every time AER, Army Emergency Relief, here's my propaganda. Every time Army Emergency Relief posts something to help soldiers and retirees in the affected areas, we always have that, oh, well, AER is not doing this and AER is not doing that. No, stop with the lies and the narratives. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put their links in the chat too. It's really annoying sometimes. Just like, God, dude. And I'm gonna kill my chair. Oh, why is it making that noise? Gonna put some WD-40 on or something like that. So inside in the chat, you can see, and of course, AER has already posted on their socials. Okay, let me. There we go. AER ready to assist those affected by the Texas floods. If you go on to the U.S. Army WTF Moments timeline and go to AER Army Emergency Relief.org, you could also see that as well. And you'll see all that information posted. So again, I just wish everyone would just stop on some of this, man. Some of this is getting just tiring as well. Everyone's like, oh, because of this, because of that. No, stop. You guys don't know. You don't know what you're talking about. So someone was here during Katrina. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Go back to the other conversations where we had. Again, we just came off a Hurricane Helen. and talking with, like I said, Massey was here most of the time and was providing us updates and providing us videos and providing us. Texas got some help from Mexico. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I did see that. They sent some volunteer firefighters and volunteers. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I think I saw that myself. So again, I wish everybody would just stop blaming the government. Now, look, we could hold the scrutiny on the recovery efforts of the federal government not stepping in to do that. Everyone likes to say, "Oh, this is social." You have look. I'm glad this is Monday because all this talk of fascist, this is fascist. See, where's the government? See, the government's helping you, fascist. Dude, stop. Just freaking stop. You're not. They deserved it. Dude, I literally had to step away. I stepped away from social media. I was kind of like, I can't believe you a-holes or not you guys in the audience, but dude, just freaking, I can't believe you would even say that. We don't even know who's been found or who's not been found or how many totally have been, what the total death toll has been. And there have been individuals just totally freaking going off about it. Susan says, at least maybe worrying about natural disasters is as bad as having to worry about a man-made nuclear war disasters. Natural disasters is enough. Well, I'm going to say right now, if we get nuked, I'm a Cold War kid. I'm a Cold War kid. So I was expected to give it. That's why 80s, if you grew up in the 80s, you just live life vicariously because at any time you might get vaporized. So there you go. They just kind of like, but anyhow, I think that I think that covers that portion of it. Right? Are we good? Are we good about that? Everyone, I got all that. What else am I missing? Am I missing anything else that we talked about this disaster? Did you talk about Grunt Style? Yes, I did talk about Grunt Style. Grunt Style Foundation is providing assistance as well. So to include, as a matter of fact, any of you guys noticed from disgruntled vets, they're providing information as well too. So, matter of fact, let me grab their stuff. Let me grab the. So currently, as of 9 hours ago, the American Legion in Texas needs cots and bedding for first responders. Helping with the flood, Amazon wish list has been updated already. You guys know that we shared that last night on U.S. Army WTIP Moments, and they found an American Legion taking donations for Texas floods. Matter of fact, let me just post that in the comments as well. Too easy. You in there. But yeah, dude, I'm just seeing everybody's comments and stuff like this. What about Ted Cruz? What about Ted Cruz? What about Ted Cruz? Man. I'll say that individuals in Congress are bickering back and forth and saying that it's the fault of everybody. And because of this, like Chuck Schumer's making his comments. Ted Cruz is making his comments. Everyone's, oh no, Chuck Schumer said, and I just debunked it right now with an AP article that are calling for the thorough investigation whether the vacancies at the Weather Service field offices in San Antonio resulted in poor communication. What are you talking about? They were quoted in the AP article. They had enough people. And now that's the thing too. Now we're going to have these experts come out and say, oh, well, maybe they need to have more people. To do what? The notifications went out. Keith says the proliferation of comments about weather modification has me about ready. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Are you talking about the seeding stuff? Yeah. Oh man. Woo. The tinfoil on that. The tinfoil on that one too. It's because of cloud seeding and it's because of this. And if you look at this time, when this time, at that time, at this time. Yes. Very tiring. Very tiring. Coast Guard rescue swimmer. I'm glad you brought that up because I think we got a post coming up on U.S. Army WTIP Moments on that rescue swimmer. As a matter of fact, I think if you just go to your Facebook feed, just normal Facebook feed stuff, you'll be able to see all the comments about it. Let me see. Let's check it out. Let's see. I appreciate what? Oh, hey, somebody else send me the link, and I'll talk about it. They gave warnings and no one took them seriously, just like the units not paying attention to weather and river crossings shutdowns at Fort. Dude, man, me and Spanky I think we were on air when that happened. Dad, has it been 9 years ago? Or 9 years? Has it been 9 years? Holy crap, they fell. Yeah, God, we were on Sergeant's time when we were talking about that. We were talking about somebody going through that, and oh man, Dad, that was, yep. Let me see. Let's talk about the rescue swimmer. Yeah, you guys. Matter of fact, I'll bring it up. I'll cue it up. Like I said, you guys should be on a 4-day weekend. So probably why we don't. You guys are just sitting there watching. I see people just creeping. Yeah. Let me see. Where is the interview? There was an interview, I guess, that was done. Let's see, Coast Guard rescue swimmer. Let me see, it was right here. Let me get this post up right quick. Hang on. Or this, at least this image, so you guys can see what I'm talking about the rescue swimmer. That was your unit involved in search of. Yeah, man. Yeah, Keith, I remember that, dude. Definitely remember that because me and Spanky, I think we were on air when we were talking about it, or we talked about it the following week because it was the main page. That's another thing too. Is the main page was telling the Fort Hood to shut the fucking shit down and get back to training. And I remember that. Man, that was tragic as fuck. There we go. There he is. 26-year-old Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin was on his first official mission when he was called to Central Texas to respond to the deadly flooding. Ruskin went to Camp Mystic, where he helped guide groups of 10 to 15 campers, adults, to safer landing zones. All in all, he rescued 165 people from the camp. I guess he was interviewed today on all different channels, Fox, CNN, Good Morning America, recounted the rescue, saying, I kind of discovered that I was the only person there as far as first responders go, and I had about 200 kids, mostly all scared, terrified, cold, having probably the worst day of their life, and I just kind of needed to triage them and get them to a higher level of care and get them out of the flood zone. Yep, there you go. So shout out. Do these Coast Guard, man, I wish I had freaking Massey here to help us out. to understand Coast Guard ranks and stuff like that. I guess Coast Guard rescue swimmer. So shout out to Scott. I don't think there's all the veteran community. I will, dude, if we ever recognize you, if I ever see you and your crew, you're never gonna, you're definitely gonna have free beer, dude. So we're definitely gonna make sure that, and I'd love to hear some stories. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch up on all this stuff before we bring our guest on. So everyone was talking about how, I got the warning. Yeah, 165 people. Yeah, that is wild, Holly. I think the death toll, I think the last has been updated now. As we haven't updated, brings it up to like 89 or something like that. I'm not sure. It's like the last of the last time that I saw this. So, how many hours ago? And of course, if you just go to, if you go to any of the news outlets, they're probably going to have an updated one. But pay attention to all the news briefings and stuff from the sheriff's office. So, Susan, do you know what's been really crazy on me is the fact that you really big earthquake. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's another thing too. Supposedly there's going to be the big one. I know the West Coast has been waiting for, quote unquote, the big one, to the point where they've made movies about it and stuff like that. The big one. Yeah. I know out in the central of the country, out in the Yellowstone, I guess they're waiting for a volcano, the Yellowstone volcano, to explode. Supposedly going to blow half the country in half and put us in darkness for a while. Gary says, damned if you do and damned if you don't, on weather notifications. They pushed out notifications as they got the information, and it was a tragic situation that nobody saw coming. Agreed. So yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Susan. The U.S. hasn't had a big earthquake in a rather long time. I don't know anything about geology. I'm not going to say I'm a geologist. Know nothing about that stuff. All I know is that earthquakes suck, and they're unpredictable. As much as people like to say they're predictable, I'm not seen anybody predict one correctly so far. Let's see for something quick here. Yep, I talked about Ted Cruz. I talked about Texas warnings. Atlanta, something worried about too. Something. What's up? What's going on in Atlanta? What is the weather like right now? Ooh, that's a good question. Let me pull up the map. Let's see. Look right. Okay, I'm going to look at the map here and open it up. Of course, there's a freaking ad in here. I don't want to highlight the ad. So, right here. There you go. So Kerrville's where it happened right here. So you can see just weather right now, rain, light, it's at 7 p.m. Rain, light, 7 p.m. Here's the affected areas you can see around San Marcos. So, yeah. So it's still raining. That's really what the map looks like right now. Let's see if there's any radar. The radar looks like temp. Oh man, it's also hot as hell too. So I don't know why it went to a hurricane near Japan. So is it because I'm clicking a bunch of clicks that I shouldn't be clicking? So there we go. Let's see. I think that's, yeah. Matter of fact, let me look at the forecast. What the current forecast is going to be. The forecast says lightning strikes where with the hourly. So scattered light rain showers. Nighttime skies will be partly cloudy. I know Spanky said early in the comments that there was a sun was shining. Yeah, okay. See, look at this right here. Yeah. So yeah. What's the weather like in Georgia? What's that? What is this? Ramos forecast? Is that what you're talking about? I need. Let's see. Yeah, has it gone north or west? I'm seeing it in Colorado Springs, and I'm seeing it in. Oh yeah, I guess there's some rain up in Colorado too as well. So. Yep. But anyhow, let me see right quick. See if our guest is in. Cool, so we can blab a little bit more. All right, so I got the flood warning stuff. Tennessee, yeah, someone just asked about Tennessee as well. Yep. Flood warning stuff. What was the name of the thing? I just dropped it in there. Again, flood warnings. Again, is there anything that has is there any database? Can you go on like a database as flood warning systems? Can you find it? Are they out there? And if they are, then who has it? What state doesn't have it? And all that. That shouldn't negate all the freaking drama of they should have done this. They should, because everyone is really going off on this. They're really trying. They're trying to push the administration into this stuff, and I just like it ain't. Nope. Hang on, someone sent me a link from Oxford. Oh, I didn't know Oxford. Let's see. Yes, Oxford. Yeah, Oxford, I guess, has had a study in there, so we'll drop the Oxford stuff in there. Oxford University. I'll put that in chats as well. You guys can see our flood warning systems. It sucks. All right, so I'm gonna take a break right quick. I think. Oh, there's a guest. Oh, I see the guest. Oh shit, there we go. Hang on, man. All right, so we're gonna take a break right quick. I gotta get the guest set up, and then rocking and rolling, and we'll be setting it up, and then I'm looking forward to the SITREP Foundation shooting the breeze with us, and seeing what they do, and so everyone refill your glasses, get some smoke them if you got them, hit the head, hit the latrine, whatever you want to do, and shots, stand by.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Soldier's tale of wild misdeeds, from the chow hall to the PT grind. You won't believe the things you'll find. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private tensions far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army top of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Stuck in the mud so deep, a midnight rain, no time for sleep. Emerge straight like golden hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Predator's antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army top of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army double the force, the madness we know. A Humvee stuck in the mud so deep, a midnight rain, no time for sleep. Immersed straight like golden hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army top of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army double the force, the madness we know. In the ranks where the wildlings roam. Every soldier's got a tale of their own. From the absurd to the downright strange. Army double the force, it never will change. So raise a glass to the tales untold. In the Army's world where the brave and bold live the moments that make us say Army double the force every single day.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Danny Ruck from the SITREP Foundation. What's going on, Danny?
How's it going, sir? Good.
Oh, wow, don't call me sir, dude. I feel like old and retired now when you say it.
Trying to keep our age young.
Yeah. Oh, man, welcome to WTF Nation Radio.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you represent the SITREP Foundation. Tell us about your organization.
Yeah, so I think we were actually on probably when we first got started a couple years ago.
You were, but it was like a real short. I think it was a short. I think you guys weren't that long. We're not that long.
I can't remember when it was but it was Chris and Justin, I believe, were on the not as attractive individuals, of course. So had to give you the upgrade with the 2025. So
of course.
So we're actually going to be coming up, I believe, on our year 4 in December. That we've been around now. And so SITREP Foundation is around to help our veterans and first responders. We're not focused on, regional for like just here in Cincinnati area. We're trying to help out wherever we can. So for us, it's kind of a word of mouth. Obviously we tend to have a focus here in the Cincinnati area, but, word of mouth travels. And so we've had people from California, North Carolina, Texas, Florida, all around. So as the needs come in, we try to help facilitate those, whether it's for veterans or first responders.
Now, just real quick for the audience to kind of catch them up if they've not seen you, how did you guys get started?
So like most military things, it got started in a bar, right? At least a brewery, so it's a little more upscale.
Yeah,
right?
I was about to say, yeah.
So our good friend is one of the owners of Deadlow Brewery over here in Cincinnati area. And, we used to help out with an organization down in Texas called Helicopters for Heroes. And, we kind of decided that, we wanted to get a little more involved and kind of have something to have our own little event to do up here.
Right.
So, we all, of course, were hanging out, drinking, and we're like, well, why don't we just start our own foundation up here? And so sure enough, all drinking, we all came up with, that idea. So now we're like, well, what do we go for a name? And of course, GPT wasn't the thing back then, so we didn't have great ways to come up with it. But, what's better than being able to check in on your brothers and sisters than, a situational report, right? So we went with SITREP. So we all are familiar with, hey, what's the SITREP on this and that? So
Yep.
we felt like SITREP was really perfect for being able to use that check-in on, our brothers and sisters and law enforcement and for and our veterans and also their families.
Yeah, somebody just sent me a note saying that it was Chris Wood and Justin Keeley that came on about a year ago. And wow, you guys, your fans are quick, man. They like to Google the hell out of everything. So, excuse me for not knowing the exact day, guys. Anyways, so did it now so far? Okay, in the time that you've been established, do you have any examples of cases where you've assisted?
I would say probably our biggest area that we are really starting to see a big request for has really been coming from the veteran community with their VA ratings. And unlike a lot of the other organizations, some of the organizations, because I know not all of them do it, but that you'll see is a lot of them charge a fee or a percentage for them to help you out with your VA ratings. So we've had a lot of requests for those, but we've also kind of caveated that with we get requests for people requesting help for their mortgages or their rent or some type of bills. They need some type of financial help. So we kind of caveat that by automatically trying to say, hey, what's your rating at? And then we actually proactively try to help them go ahead and seek a higher rating. So that way it's a little more financially helpful.
Oh man. What's the common trend that you see when it comes to assisting in some of the claims? What's the like? It just stands out all the time.
So I'm not the one that handles it, but I know the common trend that we tend to see is because Jason Malot's the one that usually kind of helps run everyone through that, our president. But I mean, the common theme is just not knowing the system, and that's the biggest problem for them. If you don't know what it is you need to be talking to, how to talk to it, you're gonna not serve yourself getting the percentages that you deserve. So that's kind of the hardest part.
Yeah, have they? Because I know a lot of the. I know some of the cases too. Have you seen in working and assisting that? Have you seen it from the VA as well? I mean, have you seen some like issues that you're, I don't want to say struggling with, but have you noticed, hey, this could be better?
For me personally, so I was medically retired. I got injured when I was in Afghanistan from an IED, and I did not get 100% right away. I didn't get 100% until a couple of years ago, actually, and I kind of just didn't want to deal with the system like most people do. And it wasn't until, my oldest was kind of getting ready to go to college, and I was like, oh, I should probably start doing this. Symptoms were getting worse anyways with other things. Might as well just go ahead and do it. And so even that, went through the process, saw all the doctors, went through all my appointments. And of course, every doctor's like, you should get 100%. Shouldn't be a problem. And then, when I got medically retired, I was at 90%. Then it got reduced down to 80%.
Oh, wow.
And I kind of just left it alone. And
how did it get reduced? What was the?
I had a rep that was helping me prior to us kind of getting our stuff going.
Gotcha.
And he said that somewhere along the lines, a doctor put a note in there that said I was recovered on something, which wasn't the case. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was kind of what happened. So again, you don't want to mess with the system and the numbers, so you kind of just let it go. So I finally decided to go after it. Doctors, everyone, no, you'll get 100, and went through the process. Took me about a year to go through everything with all the stuff I had.
Of course.
And sure enough, they came back and put me back at 90%. So I'm like, I let 11 years go by, and I called my rep and I asked him, I was like, what's going on? How did I want to get put at 90%? And so he reviewed it, and literally the doctor contradicts himself in one area and then in the next section. So he, of course, had to file the appeal, and there's another whole year process before I got my 100%.
Right.
So it's unfortunately, it's a process, and it's, they're getting bombarded. So it's not knowing that process and what you need to be doing it, and having someone there to help ensure that you're getting taken care of is one of the biggest things. So, and a lot of people, one of the things we always tell the veterans too, because we hear it too. There's a lot of veterans that are like, I don't want to take money from other veterans and stuff like that. And you're not taking money from other veterans. When you're a veteran, the government looks at you as 100% on their budget. That's how they do their budget. You're not taking away from anybody. You're leaving money on the table that's yours.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to make sure they know that, and that they deserve what it is they qualify for.
Now, did the Army, or you were in the Army, right?
No, I'm better than I was in the Marine Corps.
Well, I will say this too. Did the Marine Corps, did they, because I know we hear this in the Army as well. We have a bad problem. We have an issue with transition services. We have an issue with getting, I guess you would say your TAP, your transition services. Yeah. So did you have any issues from your leadership in the Marine Corps getting the programs that possibly could have maybe given you 100%? You know what I'm saying?
Sadly, I was actually in a better position than everyone, because I was actually at Wounded Warrior Battalion.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So at that time, they did have different liaisons, but at the same time, it was very still new. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they really had people that helped you get guided through and saying, hey, look, I know you're, at that time I was 21 years old, and
right.
You're 20 or 19 years old, to say, hey, look, I know you could probably do X on this test, but you need to remember to stop at this, and this is why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure, you might be able to push yourself a little bit further, but you're going to hurt yourself
Right.
doing that in the rating process. So it's having those understanding of is what you're being asked during those tests and doing those. Because that's actually probably what got me in the long run of things. So that's really the biggest thing, is just the lack of understanding and education of the system.
Yeah.
When it comes to it.
When did you get hit?
January 22nd of 2009.
Okay.
Then I was medically,
yeah. The system, the whole system, as a matter of fact, was new at the time.
Yeah, and then I got medically retired in the end of February of 2012.
Yeah, there was the IDA system that everybody goes through. Yeah, everyone's still trying to maneuver themselves through that. So you went through your process, and then so now you're 100%, and everyone's asked me, did you get back pay?
Yes, finally. It's funny because that always shows up before you actually find out that you got your rating. It shows up, it's pending in your bank account before you actually find out from the VA that your increase is sitting there.
Okay,
and that makes you go check your VA. So it's always funny. That's how you would find out first, because my wife was like, "What's that sitting in the account?" Well, no. So that's how I found out.
Yeah, what's that sitting? Don't talk about it. Let's go. We got to get back now. We got to take off. That's some good news. No, because a lot of the kids that we talk to, a lot of veterans that we talk to as well, that are trying to navigate it, they just don't know, or the system, the individuals that are facilitating that system don't know themselves, and you hear guys that, I mean, a guy gets his leg blown off or got his leg blown off, and they're like, yeah, well, he's only got like 90%, or he's only got 80% or 70%. I'm like, dude, you're what? How is that? I mean, you hear horror stories like that. We're trying to get the VA secretary on here so we can bring up some stuff like that. But yeah, it's to me, a lot of it as well is the, like you said, the frustration with nobody want. I mean, come on, wait, I got to fill out more paperwork. You want me to fill this out? You want me to fill that out? How come? It took you a year.
Yeah, and it's not to say that the individuals going through that are on the VA side or the government side are bad individuals either.
No, of course.
They've got rules and regulations they've got to follow, and unfortunately, it's everyone knows the government's not easy, certainly complex. So, it's always hard for them to remember, how they have to follow certain rules and guidelines too. So always try to keep that in mind, that they're not the ones always out to get you.
Right.
At
Exactly.
the same time.
Exactly. Well, yeah, we get that in the inbox as well. A veteran will say, well, you just don't want to help me. I'm like, dude, you have to do the paperwork. You have to go through this process. It has to go through that so that way they can log it in. So you guys also do financial aid. I don't recall you guys. Did you guys do that before?
We did. Yeah. We try to help out where we can, financially with people within reason. We're still a small organization, even though we've been around for 4 years.
Right.
We're still always looking for, corporate sponsors to help build that foundational, spot for us, really. So that way we can help really bigger financial needs. But, we do very well to be able to continually be able to help with mortgages, adaptive equipment and things like that as needed. So, if we don't have the funds readily available for something like a larger need, or we need to rebuild up some of the donations that we have, we put on fundraisers, or we do different events with some of the various companies and organizations around here and raise funds that way. But corporate sponsors are probably the biggest thing we could certainly use help with, which are, bigger companies or organizations that can continually give those big donations. Say, hey, for them, what's $5,000 and $10,000?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And some of it's for some of them, it's like an event their own organization has that.
Right.
They can probably do it. Have you seen since the end of the GWAT, have you seen an increase of financial aid requests? A lot of
not yet. Okay. Not yet, at least. Yeah. I would say we had a bit of an influx. I would say more so at the end of last year, beginning of this year. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's kind of died down since I felt like last year was pretty busy for us.
Did it? What were the common issues that you see, or what's the trending problems that veterans are having?
People getting behind on mortgages and rents. And so a lot of them also, we will get people trying to get jobs, trying to help finding jobs with, some of whether they got laid off or they're just trying to better themselves. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing that we also try to help out with. So the company I work for, Government Acquisitions, actually has a company that we work with called Intellectual Point. And there's a solution that we have that actually helps and originated from helping veterans create a resume, cover letter, and a headshot.
Oh, nice.
And so when we actually get veterans that are in need of either one of those, as they try to, whether they have been out and they're in need of that job, I reach out to my CTO and let them know, hey, we have a veteran that's XYZ, and then I work with his company, and they help us out with that.
Are some companies are there how do I say it? Not cooperative, but are they at least are interested to hear what you guys got to say when you're introducing a vet in that situation?
Ours are. I think for the most part, most are always willing to try to help. But I think for the most part, it's we're a small name, and it's how do you get your name out there,
Yeah.
and it's kind of the biggest thing because how many different organizations are out there, how many people are doing this and that. So for us, it's trying to partner up with more reputable individuals or companies. Like we did a Stogies and Stallions ride last year, which was it would have been nicer if it was a little bit bigger, but there was some other stuff going on in the background that kind of caused that not to be as big as we were hoping. But it was with Harley Davidson, so at the same time, you get partnered up with bigger names like that. It helps bring more reputation to your name. So I think that's one of the things we work on as we continue to grow is build up our reputation so people realize like, oh hey, that's that's a reputable foundation that we've heard of.
Mm-hmm. So it's not going with trends with like how economists and stuff like that talk about, oh, the job market's this, the job market's that. You guys only saw it just within the last year, so that's actually not, considering that's not bad. You know what I mean? That's not, if you only saw it in 1 year, if you only saw it last year.
Yeah. I don't think we had too many issues. Like I said, I think last year was probably our busiest. I think we saw.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we set them up. A lot of them, I think, were primarily veterans, and so we try to set them up, like I said, with getting that VA rating set up, and that seems to really help out. Because I mean, you take a individual that's maybe at a 30% up to 80% or even 50%, and you're adding several hundreds of extra dollars to their pocket,
right?
So if not
right.
$1,000, and that can help them out tremendously a month. So.
Yeah, I was about to say that to me that's important. I know a lot of vets don't know. Again, I always go back to the transition services that each service has, and it just pain. We see it in the inbox all the time that guys, hey, my unit didn't give me enough time to go do this, and the unit you got, of course, you got Big Sarge that goes, oh, you'll be all right. You have plenty of time, and in the job market, you're kind of like thinking, no, dude, these guys don't have enough time. There's a lot of processes that are involved to transition from the military into the civilian world, and part of that is finding a place to stay, moving their families if they have one, moving their families, and then getting work. And so that's I always it pains my heart to see guys like that say, hey, I need some assistance and stuff like that. Well, we're going to add you, by the way, to the list of our resources that we have, because we have a list of resources that, because we don't do GoFundMe's. And so I always think that GoFundMe's, I don't know, just we've had some bad runs with GoFundMe's, and it just did not go right. Individuals not, either I don't want to say they're scamming us, but they're scamming the community. But it's just really hard to vet unless you go through somebody who at least has some company name to it or some foundation name to it to assist. Yeah, do you guys do like grants or loans, or what do you guys do?
Typically it's just financial assistance. So we don't do any type of loans or grants or anything like that. It's just primarily, hey, I need assistance with rent, utilities, whatever the need might be. We just have to review it, see how it matches up, and then the board votes on it, and then we go from there with it and try to help create that individual. More than just giving them the money, we also try to work with them to help them understand where was the problem.
Yes.
How can we also help them better themselves?
That was going to be my next question. Do you guys you walk them through this process? Say, hey man, probably you shouldn't be spending this amount of money on this, or you probably are. It's just, again, some of these vets are never been a civilian before, and they're wondering that, yes, I do have to pay this before I pay for anything that's like a pleasure or a necessity that actually has a go over need. So what about mental health care? I saw you guys do counselors and programs, and just out of curiosity, what do you guys run?
Yep. So we have individual, our director of mental health, Eli. We brought him on. I think he's been with us now a little over a year, and he's great. He's the person that we go to for any time first responders or veterans need help, and he's a resource that's readily available for them to be able to talk to. He has the ability to help get them checked into the VA as well. So he's a resource that not many people get to have. We do also, I believe all of us have also gone through some type of training, whether it's our time in law enforcement or different certificate trainings that we've done through the county or state that have been offered up that were free. But we have some way that someone can either talk to them. But yeah, Eli is pretty much our biggest individual that we have that we really put people in contact with, because that's his big focus is to be able to get there, talk to them, and get them the help that they need.
Right. Did is the how do I say this? Is there a way? Do you guys liaison with the VA as well when there's a crisis like with the 988 stuff?
Yep, that's what Eli will do that. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep. And then the local VAs for the most part actually know, are familiar with us at least.
Gotcha.
Too. So even when they get individuals coming in, they're needing help. Assuming it's not just mental health, but other needs.
Right.
They know they can actually connect them with us as well.
Oh yeah, because I know the issues right now currently with the spin of the news is the crisis line, and everyone likes to talk about the crisis line. This, have you seen anything from the crisis line on your end?
I have not, and I've not heard anything be brought up about it.
Yeah.
So I'm not aware. I know we have stuff on our website linked for it and stuff, as options.
Right.
That people can always reach out to, aside from just reaching out to us and engaging, because I know certain individuals feel more comfortable talking to a peer sometimes. So that's kind of why we have our own resources readily available. Is who's more comfortable talking to than another veteran or another first responder.
Yeah.
So because I was former law enforcement as well, and then we have two officers that are also on our board as well.
Yeah, that brings up a good question. What is the frequency of law enforcement assistance that you guys? I mean, like, what have you seen? How many Leos come rolling in and say, "Hey, I need some help," and take they'll just hit you up. The same thing what a veteran would be. Do you have any stats on that?
Not as many as you would think, and I think it's because the lack of knowledge about the resource. But there's a group we work with, the Tri-State Peer group that we work with here. But I think it's the lack of knowledge that there are resources for them, but also I think it's a little bit of reluctancy from their job, that they're afraid that they don't want to admit to it. They're afraid that how that stigmatism might be with them in their job, and how others might view that, especially in the law enforcement side. So I think that's probably a combination of kind of both of those, but I don't think we've really even seen too many individuals from the first responder side reach out for assistance in that manner.
Is it?
But I'd have to check with Eli or the other guys, but I'm not aware of off the top of my head, at least.
Yeah, I was just curious because I know in the veteran, not really veterans, but active duty, there is that stigma while they're serving of reaching out. So I was just curious to see if they what the Leo community is like, what they I don't, because we're not, we have law enforcement friends and we talk a lot to law enforcement, but we don't know the status of, hey man, is it really, I mean, I couldn't imagine, because we deploy, we go out, we do our stuff for 9 months to a year, come back, decompress, and we're back in. But Leo's cops, they're deployed every day.
Yep.
And so I was just curious that is it common? Do they do it through, like, I don't know, social media posts and say, hey, look, I can't talk about this because it's going to affect my job?
No, I mean, so like I said, I was former law enforcement, and then us having two officers on our board that are in the local community. And of course, it's a well-connected network anyway. So you have a feel of kind of some of the stuff going on locally here, at least. You're obviously disconnected from the stuff going on outside of that.
Right.
But, like, for instance, I'm sure you probably remember, God, it has been over a year and some change now, with the father that killed his 3 kids out here in this Claremont County area. Yeah. So we actually, our president was one of the responding officers to that call. Oh. And, of course, we know the fire and EMS individuals at Monroe Township that responded to that. So, of course, we were interacting with them. We actually took those guys out to enjoy. Deadlow has a comedy night that they actually dedicate a table or two for us. And so we were able to actually get those guys out on a night away from, having to deal with all that too. So, it's stuff like that, being able to, connect that stuff. But as a result from that, we actually found out, that how much of an issue there was for the resources for law enforcement and first responders when it comes to incidents like that, when they need that help. And so we actually sent a letter to the state about, being able to get help for the first responders and how they need to be able to have the ability to get that resource to them. I don't think we've heard much more on that. I know there were some individuals at the state level that were working on that after we sent the letter to them. But I know we haven't heard much more since that. But it's stuff like that. Like you said, they're seeing that stuff every day. They don't get a lot of time to decompress, and so they need those resources to be able to take that time and recover from it.
Yeah.
It's not mental health isn't part of workers' comp. That was the issue.
Oh, that is a good question. It's not.
No, not at least not in Ohio.
Yeah.
And so that was part of the issue that we were trying to bring up is, why isn't it? These guys need time to be able to recover. I mean, you go to a scene where 3 children have been murdered, but then you want those individuals to go right back to work. You don't get it.
How do you, I mean, that's what I'm saying. How do you even, I don't see, that's what I'm saying. Like, especially with the first responders and Leo just coming up on accidents or coming up on scenes like that. How do you dial yourself back from that? How do you, I mean, we're not talking about deployments or something like that, but dude, how do you, I couldn't, I don't know. I've never been in that situation. It's not my job, but I couldn't even imagine what my reaction would be to roll up on a scene like that, or like a traffic accident where there are fatals involved. And, or just like, for instance, the flooding in Texas, what those guys are going through. What just the toll on them. Why wouldn't it be workman's comp? Is there any bills or something like that are out that you know of that are trying to get
not
that?
Currently? Like I said, I would have to check with our guys to see if there's been any updates since we've submitted the stuff after we found out about the workers' comp not covering mental health. But
yeah,
and that's kind of, again, one of the different aspects. So it's not just hey, financial support and VA ratings and stuff. Like you said, the first responders aren't coming to us asking for that help, and so doing events like Dead Low is its own different form of therapy for them. They're getting out, getting to enjoy comedy and laugh. They're getting to enjoy a time out to drink, have some food, and be around other individuals. So it's a different form of us being able to offer not just recognition for them, but also for them to be able to decompress with their family.
No,
So
yeah.
Something that a different variant of us to be able to offer. I guess it is a form of therapy for us. We could offer as them, even if they're not coming directly to us for that type of help.
Right.
But they do know that we're there for them, be able to talk to, and I know that our president and our CFO are both out there talking with individuals and stuff like that. When things are going on too. So they're even if they're not acting in that same quite capacity at the same time of like, hey, directly requesting that help, they're having those conversations already with the individuals that they know.
Well, you would think after an incident that should be like an automatic, like, hey, like you said, the guys that responded to those children. I mean, just, I don't know. I just when it comes to kids, I just couldn't even imagine just walking up to seeing something like that and just there had to have been some like the agency providing something to have it under workman's comp. You would think that would make sense. You would think, making sense, and politicians sometimes don't go hand in hand. Do they do it for like injury sustained for, at least like if you're hurt on the job or something? Do they at least?
Yeah.
And some of the PTSD you might get from like getting shot or getting involved, would they at least do that? Will they at least cover some of that?
So I know the physical injury, yes, but I'm not 100% sure myself off the top of my head with the PTSD part.
Gotcha.
But physical injuries, yes. Workers' comp is covered under that.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of like universal anyways. Most states do that. But I mean, I don't know. I've never been shot before. Been shot at, but never been shot before. And I can be sure that, again, deploying every day, Leos are out there and then they get hit. And sometimes it's an engagement that they didn't expect, or nobody. Well, actually, there's no such thing as one law enforcement friend said there's no such thing as routine when you go out to the field. So
right,
yeah. So real quick, tell us about this event that you guys are having.
So we have an event coming up this Sunday, and it is for our first responder. And there's a Hamilton County Deputy Sheriff Justin Schaefer. He was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and so what we are doing is we're working with Dead Low to have a fundraiser on Sunday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And we're gonna have some raffle baskets. Still getting all that together, but we'll have a PSA dagger, some sounds like we'll have some bourbon in there. We got some Cincinnati Bengals gear. It sounds like some Reds gear, and should be some silent auction items that are some autographed individual items from Bengals and Reds as well.
Nice.
And then, of course, it'll be just donations that we'll be accepting from on site. I believe the beer that we have right now too at Dead Low is the Phoenix. So during the month of July, actually, if you order the beer, we'll be getting $1 from every beer that's
nice.
right there of the Phoenix. So.
Oh man, I mean, I don't have any Bengals gear. I lost a bet and I had to wear it for a show, Bengals gear, and I had to wear like a bunch of them. I had to wear like jerseys and because I really lost a bet.
Could be worse. Could have to wear like Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, I'm a Raiders fan too, so let's not get carried away. So I was like, I lost a bet, had to wear it, and then I had to wear it for like each segment of the show. So so one first hour of the show I wore one jersey and a hat, and another one I wore another jersey and a hat, and it was very, very degrading. But I don't. I honor,
like it was an improvement.
Whoa! I honor my bets. So if I lose, a bet's a bet, and it was to Amy to one of our staff who were
I figured that's probably who it was.
Yeah, she's got all the bet. I was like, hey, I got it, I got this. Okay, damn it, you beat me, you won, fine. I'm gonna wear this for the show, and then I'm gonna do laundry, and then wash all these stuff, and you can have them because I am not a. I think my family was like wondering, like, what is that? What is heresy?
Shame.
Yeah, for shame. Exactly. Walking around that Bengals stuff. My Raiders stuff started glowing, as a matter of fact, when I was doing laundry. No, just kidding. So now on top of all this, wait, let me check out. Matter of fact, let me check out Dead Low Brewing. Let's see that. Let's see. Matter of fact,
I think by far they have the best wings. So if you're coming out there Sunday, get some wings. Parmesan garlic, I think, are the best wings ever.
I do like me some wings. Everybody knows that I like to go to B-Dubs. Let's see.
They put B-Dubs to shame.
I'm just saying. That's where I go for wings and beer. All right, I gave them a plug in the comments. I put their website in the 5959 Kellogg Avenue. Since let's look at the menu, man. Let's look at the menu.
Yeah, they're right on the river down there. They are down from the river on there, and they've been a tremendous partner of ours. Like I said, anytime that we need some type of event put on, they answer the call every time.
There's been like this. Yeah, there's been two Cincinnatian beer breweries that have invited me to go out for hanging out and do some beer tasting and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, dude.
Well, if you ever decide to come and do Dead Low, let us know. We'll make sure we set something up for that.
Oh, for sure. Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. That there were some breweries that wanted to do not really an event, but just a hangout with us and stuff like that. But yeah, for sure.
I think their Sundays actually are normally a cigar and whiskey one too. So just throwing that out there.
Dude, I want to walk back to the hotel. I don't want to. I love me some spirits and wings, man. Let's see what I find over it.
Funny thing is, I don't think there's any nearby hotels for you to walk to. So either way, you'll have to Lyft or Uber. So.
I don't know if I have that much to drink. Who's to be surprised how much I walk? Let me see. Okay, yeah. So just check it out. Beer, Dead Low Brewing. That's awesome. There we go. So there's the hours and location. Shout out to them. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull up your all's website. Okay.
Brand new. Just updated it.
Yeah, I just saw it. I just perusing through it. And let's see. I just want to make sure. I think I covered most of the stuff we were talking about. Got some impact stories. You're on all the socials. You're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. Yeah, you're on all of them. You guys are on it. Let's see. Okay. All right. So I want to walk through this right here. So how does this work? So once I send this off, who does it get to? Because that's another thing with people when people send us something and we like to test them out and say, hey, blah blah blah, to test to hey, someone will say, hey, can you Who's this going to? Is it automated? What's your flow when somebody sends their information through this form right here?
So I set everything up so I know exactly where it's going. It's going to go directly to our support email address, and that support email address automatically blasts it out to all of us. So we all get the email, so we all see it. It also creates a Google sheet for us too, so that way we can track who's requesting what,
Gotcha.
or if they're wanting to volunteer as well on there, and then what the message is being done on there. So we all get notified about it, so that way, this isn't a full-time job for us. This is all volunteer stuff for us.
Gotcha.
Okay. None of us get paid. This is not a full-time job for us. None of us make money off of this. So we all have full-time jobs, and so we all have to try to do our best to pay attention to everything that's coming in. So that'll go to our support email address, which automatically forwards everything over to all of us. So that way we all see the notification. And then we automatically have our little group chat set up already. So usually someone sends it and says, "Hey, did you see this?" Blah, blah. And we go in from there and pretty much start deep diving in, what do they need? Put up a vote if we need to for, what they're trying to get help with, or brainstorm about how can we help them depending on what the need is, and try to act on it as fast as we can.
What's your turnaround time like? Because some places have like no less than 48 hours you get a response, or no less whatever. How fast are you guys on the response?
I think I put it in there by default a 48 hour, but I would say you're usually going to hear something back from us within that 24 to 48 hour.
Yeah.
Usually I'm the one that will acknowledge hey, we received this, we'll be in touch, or hey, we need XYZ from you to verify
Gotcha.
eligibility and things like that.
No,
so
I like the fact that you put a volunteer stuff in there too. You guys are taking volunteers, huh?
We try to, depending on the events and what we're doing. It just depends. It's good to have that kind of that database of who's available, where they're at, and depends on what the event might be. Like, hey, maybe we need people to help set something up. Maybe we need people to help pass things out, collect this and that. So it's good to have that that roster available for individuals that are willing to help out.
Outside of Cincinnati, though, how far are you guys out, like volunteers wise, as far as how far out is your reach?
So primarily here, but we do have 2 individuals that we have brought on, not as part of the board, but just as the foundation down in Texas.
Uh-huh.
So we met them through the Helicopters for Hero event. So that if you go under the news section, news and events area on there, I think you might have to go back to the home part there. I think it's on the drop down on the right side. And then you'll see we'll have some folks on there, or at least maybe one of them. So yeah, we do have another scoot and shoot.
Scoot and shoot, what is that?
So that is a very unique event. Essentially, they're gonna go from a couple different locations where they're going to shoot from different ranges. I'm not doing it justice because I don't have all the details. It's right on there.
It's okay.
It's like I said, it's not a normal event. It was the first time I ever heard it, because I actually had to really ask the person, what is it they're doing? But essentially they're going to go to, I think there's several different locations. I can't remember if
it's like a poker run.
Yeah, essentially, but they're gonna, and they don't have to bring the firearms. They don't have to shoot. They don't have to have a bike. But there's more information on that on our Facebook page as well. But we were selected by a motorcycle club up here of first responders and individuals. They were like, "Hey, we would like to partner up with you guys for this event," and we got selected for it.
Okay, it's at a different location then. That's what it is. Okay. So, support. Cool. Past events. Oh, okay. Some of the you guys do comedy and improv stuff. I remember you were saying.
Yep.
Oh yeah, this is definitely some. There's you guys right there. There's your peeps.
Yep. Brian's one of the new individuals we brought on. He's a Marine, so he's good.
Of course. You only got Eli's the only Army guy, quote unquote, that needs help. That you're saying?
No, we've got unfortunately some other Army individuals like Jason and Chris.
Oh man, yeah. No, I hear you. No, it's okay. Nothing wrong with a little rivalry there. That's awesome. Let's see, what was the other stuff? What was I going to go back to? Okay, volunteering stuff. Now, so say somebody wants to help, they hit the link to say, hey, I want to help, and I don't need help, but I want to volunteer. What roles do you have out there already? What roles do you have in your organization that the veteran community can assist with?
For us right now, we haven't really set up any specific roles. For us, it would be where do we need the help during a specific event. Now, if someone were to come to us and say, hey, I am licensed or I am this specialty, that's a discussion we can certainly have and say, hey, this individual reached out as a volunteer and they're offering us this.
Right.
How can we leverage it?
Gotcha.
Or how could we, incorporate this into our mission and kind of go from there and discuss that. So we're always open up to, those type of individuals as well when it comes to, offer, services for our veterans and first responders, because that's our mission. We're here to serve them.
Right.
So if there's volunteers that have specific things, that's what we're here for.
Like someone says, I want to be on your team though, to be part of your assistant staff, and I want to work for you guys. I guess I want to volunteer work for you guys. Are you guys open to that as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Always.
Someone's asked me, hey, what if I just want to help out and work on the team? So I sent in your stuff. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Okay, here we go. I just want to look for the. There we go. I like your website, dude. It's easy to manage. Easy to navigate. Pretty quick and easy. There we go. All right. So there's everybody else in here. Wait, Danny Ruck. Wait, is that family member?
No, that's me.
Don't you have more than one? Isn't there another Ruck somebody said that there was another Ruck. You guys, which Ruck are you talking about? I don't know what I'm talking. What are you talking about? Somebody has
brothers.
Your brothers, are they
They're not part of the foundation, but I do have brothers.
Yeah, but do they? Okay, I was just double checking because I was wondering if they had. Somebody said that, hey, there was another Ruck. Which Ruck are you having, Mike? What are you talking about? Which Ruck am I having? Because I guess somebody might have shared, a family member might have shared your page or shared your notice on WTF Nation Radio. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've got a younger brother who's 10 months younger than me, and then my older brother.
Gotcha. Danny, hey, Tom Goodman says hi.
There you go, Tom. Tom's a great guy.
Awesome. Now, okay, so let's go back to this event. I don't want to, this event here, this fundraiser is July 3rd. It's this weekend coming up. There we go.
It is. Time flew quickly. That's for sure.
I was about to say, well, that was fast. I know you guys were talking about it. So if you guys, let me double check to make, I'm going to drop it again. I'll just play it safe and drop it again. So if you're in the Cincinnati, Ohio area, and you want to wear your Raiders gear to get clowned, Justin Strong fundraiser for Deputy Justin Schaefer, who's recently diagnosed with a brain tumor. It's in the chats as well. You guys got to give us a review on the food so that way we can go check it out because like I said, I love wings.
Oh yeah, those are by far the best wings I think you'll have.
Okay, here it is. Here's the event you were talking about, the shoot and scoot. I wanted to get opened up right quick. There we go, pal. There we go. Look at that. What is this? Man, this is. See, this makes me want to. Man, just want to go get 2 Harleys to go check this out. This is on September 6th, so it's going to be around the fall time then.
Hopefully not as hot.
Yeah. Oh man, I couldn't even imagine. Yeah. So multiple range stops include Vandalia Range and Armory, Middletown, Sportsman's Club, all weapons and ammo provided. Hey, you can't beat that.
That's right.
Dude. Actually, that might be something I want to talk to the team if maybe we can go out there. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah. Not into shooting, no problem. Participate in the poker run. Man, matter of fact, let me grab this here and put it in the comments as well. To give you guys some more love on it, because I do enjoy a good poker run as well, and some shooting, and some. What's your concealed carry laws out there? You guys don't have constitutional carry out there, do you? You have to have.
No, we don't have to have a CCW anymore in Ohio.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Last year, I think it was, they passed it on the ballot.
So it's constitutional carry. So if I show up with my irons, no one's gonna get mad and say, "Oh, what are you doing?" You know, especially you Leo. I don't want you Leo guys to get upset and me having some flashy irons and. All right, cool. SITREP Foundation. All right, you guys need some more followers, so make sure you follow them too.
Yeah, we're almost to 1,000.
Yeah,
We're getting there.
Let me fix that too.
What I saw, I think we're at like 912. I saw
You're
today.
at 912. Yep. Let's get these guys up to 1,000 at least. There you go. I just dropped your page as well inside the chats on 2 Facebook pages and 2 YouTube pages. So there we go, man. I think that's covered. I just double checking to make sure you guys are taken care of. All right. So what do you guys doing anything, providing any assistance for the floods out in Texas, by the way, since you said you had any?
So I have to check in on that. I know there were some discussions about, because we've helped out with some of the stuff with flooding. And we do have some contacts. Obviously, like I said, we do have some individuals down there. There's some search and rescue groups that we work with up here.
Right.
Like, so we had the flooding not too long ago up here into Richmond that we helped out with. We helped out with some of the stuff with comms, the stuff that happened with North Carolina.
Gotcha.
Stuff like that. Let's see, I have a quick note.
Yeah, I don't want to.
It looks like Jason said that we've been in contact with their sheriff's office, and we've been partnered with a search and rescue team to provide communications for disasters. As far as the stuff down there goes.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. I don't want to speak for you guys and say, yeah, these guys are helping out, and then have not have all my ducks in a row on the information side. Have you guys gone out there down there? Anybody representative down there to say, hey, look, at least taking some pictures or just to assess the situation yet?
If we do, it'd be one of our Texas guys that would probably swing over that way. But like I said, I don't think we have anyone currently.
Gotcha. I just
that
curious.
has.
Yeah. I know, because some individuals are like, hey, they want you to go to specific locales to drop stuff off and not have you run around willy-nilly to interfere with recovery operations. So I was just curious.
Usually, like I said, we've got great communications with a lot of the different first responder groups in these areas where the disasters are going on, and we help them out with getting communication set up in the areas. Matthew 25 Ministries up here, we work really well with. We'll fill up a trailer with their gear and stuff, and take it out to the areas as well to help transport. Like I think we just dropped some. When the guys went out to North Carolina, they dropped some stuff on the way out there, I think in Tennessee. So, we help out where we can. So even if it's not a veteran first responder, we do, help out the community where we can while we're helping out the first responders in that disaster area as well. So
yeah, no, I hear you. Man. I hear you. God, it's gotta be tough out there. All right, Danny. Well, you got anything you want to say before we punch out?
No, other than, I really appreciate the time. And, if you're in the Cincinnati area, we hope to see you guys on Sunday. And again, if you're one of the businesses or corporations that happen to listen or follow, we're really looking forward to any companies that can help support us to keep the mission going. And if you're open to, supporting us on Sunday, we'd appreciate that too.
Awesome. Danny Ruck, SITREP Foundation. Make sure you get them to 1,000 at least. I dropped all the comments and all the links inside all the chats. So me and him are going to take a break right quick, and then we'll be right back. So everyone smoke again. Smoke if you got him. Hit the head. I get the head because because Marines, latrine. You probably don't know what that is. I'm just kidding. We'll be right back. We'll take a break. American Regulators Disaster Relief is in the chats now. So okay. I hope you guys are doing all right. Hit us in the inbox. So. We'll be right back. Stand by.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Soldier's tale of wild misdeeds, from the chow hall to the PT grind. You won't believe the things you'll find. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private tension far from the norm, in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTFs you can't deny. Army top of the stories. mud so deep, a midnight rain, no time for sleep. Emerge straight like golden hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army of the fourth, the madness we know. In the mud so deep, a midnight rain, no time for sleep. Emerge straight like golden hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army of the fourth, the madness we know. In the ranks where the wildlings roam. Every soldier's got a tale of their own. From the absurd to the downright strange. Army of the fourth, it never will change. She'll raise a glass to the tales untold. In the Army's world where the brave and bold live the moments that make us say Army of the fourth every single day.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Just a few seconds, we just talked about it, but boom. Anywho, yeah, what was I going to talk about? There was going to be one last topic we're going to talk about. Where was it at? You wish you could destroy 20 white corn loaded tacos, right? Ooh, tacos are, man, tacos. Man. Down with some tacos, too. Tacos, well, tomorrow's Taco Tuesday, so. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. What was I going to say? What was it? There's one thing that, man, it's going to kill me now. I should have, man, I should have dropped it in my own little link sometimes. You ever do that? Like send yourself messages. Hey, make sure you do this. Make sure you do that. I don't think I did that. Man, double check. Okay. Yeah, there it is. All right. So there was a video that was posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments. It was an individual tearing up the grass in his POV, what looks like it. Yeah, hey. Woo! Make sure, how do I say this? Yeah. Everyone's asking, you guys posted it, blah, blah, blah. Hey, look, we don't mind jokes, guidons getting taken, stuff like that. But we kind of draw the line when it comes to vandalism, graffiti, straight up tearing up the lawn. You guys don't, there's a vehicle, if you guys go on U.S. Army WTF Moments' timeline on Facebook, Twitter, and because we're on Twitter, by the way, guys. So when you guys see something get posted on the main page, it's getting posted on Instagram and it's getting posted on Twitter. So everybody sees ya. Because that's where most of your leaders are at. That's where most of your leaders are hiding, is on Twitter. So if there's any issues that come up or there's anything we want to post, they're going to see it as well. Kind of funny, the reaction that people were talking about. Just calling us narcs, saying that you shouldn't do this, blah, blah. You're going to get that soldier in trouble. Dude, we're talking about you doing donuts, doing the grass and the furious. Right in front of a sign that says Blackjack HQ. The Brigade HQ, right there. It's kind of hard. And multiple videos were sent. So it was going to get posted on our timeline. It was going to get posted on somebody else's timeline. So just kind of want to put it out there that you're kind of like blue falconing your teammates when you do some shit like that, because it's going to get posted. What's up, U.S. Army memes? Yeah, that's the thing too. U.S. Army. I'm glad you're in the chat. U.S. Army memes. We talk. Hey, appreciate it. Hey, SITREP Foundation. Thanks for having us. Always a pleasure to talk about the foundation and our mission. Hey, thank you for coming out and joining us and shooting the breeze. Appreciate you guys. And like I said, we'll see if we can get somebody out there to do some events. There's a lot of people that we talk to when it comes to the social media sphere. The interconnected weave. The human terrain net, whatever you want to call it. We all talk. Fancy Bear. U.S. Army memes. Platoon Daddy. NCO Mafia. We all talk. I kind of like it if you guys watched the TV show Andor, where the ISB were sitting around. They're all walking, they're like this big old table, the Imperial symbol behind them. That's where all the meme pages and meme pages are talking. We all talk. So if you're going to say something to us, about another page, and another page says, hey, did you see this? We talked. Hey, yeah, we saw that. What do you think? I don't know. What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. We go back and forth. The mill influencers, mandatory fun day, Lord of Lips, or Larry Flores Bettier, Viva the Vargas. We all talk. So if you guys think that it's not going to get posted on something, I sure hate it for you. Everyone has their specific themes of how they post their content on their pages. And yeah, hey, whatever. Everyone has their own way of doing it. We don't ever, hey, if you want to post that, hey, that's cool. What do you think about that? We don't care. That's your page. That's their page. So we hold no influence on other pages that people think we do. Also, we don't have those pages don't report to us. We don't report to them. Any comment that we post or any content that we post, any content that they post, that's it. We're not going to be the we're going to be the old man sitting on the porch. Yeah, you guys better not post that. We don't control their pages. They don't control us. So if you have a beef with the page or you have some drama going on, or you think that page shouldn't have taken this down, hey, whatever. That's not us. We have our own method of doing it. So I just want to make that clear, because over the last few days, we've been accused of running other pages that we're like, what are you talking about? That we're supposedly some sort of giant conglomeration, interplanetary, intergalactic alliance. It's all KFC gravy ingredients. Ooh, dude, yeah. Now I want some KFC. Now I'm hungry. I had chicken. I had chicken for dinner, by the way. Before, I always have chicken. I love chicken. My soldiers know me. I'm a chicken aficionado. And so, yeah, I just want to make that. Somebody accused us of running a bunch of pages, and we're like, that's not our page. That's not our page. And that's not our page. Well, you need to tell, who do I talk to? Ha ha. Sorry, you're going to have to reach out to them. There's a code. Don't reveal admins. Just like they don't reveal our admins, we don't reveal their admins. There is an inbox sanctuary that some of these pages have, to include us. Not going to give you the deets. So, also, I'm too drunk to take that. Careful, Baconator. All right, so let's do some housekeeping. What we got going on? Let's see. I don't know. We still have the let me double check the calendar here. I don't want to be wrong. Internet cesspool, the internet cesspit code. There's not a set. It's a code of honor, PIQ. I don't know why what are you talking about? Honor among thieves? Honor among meme thieves? Just because a meme page posted it. What is the meme rule page? I think we need to have a meme council. A meme page council to discuss the rules of posting memes and content. There are individuals that get pretty sensitive about what meme belongs to who. We just kind of like, hey, you need to post your meme. All right. True friends, exactly that. Meme warfare is irregular warfare, by the way. So let me pull up the calendar here. See what we got here. So this Thursday, just to let you guys know, well, real quick, let's just cover this right quick. All right. So let's see what the calendar looks like. Let me see right here. Let's see. CQ is still out on vacation, so there will be no Pop Culture Warrior. Or is there not going to be a Pop Culture? We don't know. I know his staff has been busy. Mad Mike and Angry Elf. You might see it. I don't know. They might do it. They might just do it. You never know. Wednesday, of course, the Sorrents Smoke Pit. Again, we're still testing on the later start times. I heard that there was some good feedback. Everyone liked the fact that we started later. Instead of 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I think it was like 11 or something like that. It was like almost like a midnight show. Big things are happening, by the way, with that. Thursday for Sorrent's time. For Sorrent's time. We will not have Sergeant's time. I will be out and about. So I will not be there. I know you might see some pics of Robbie. I don't know, maybe it's just like, hey, you know how CQ is? Where is CQ? Where is Ken? And Friday FTX. I don't think they're going to have FTX either. Weekend co-ops, though. I'm going to have some weekend co-ops. Sports Bar is kind of out doing their summer school / camps, stuff like that, because they're the coach. What do you hear? What do you say in the actual King Smith? Let's see. I'm just kind of like scrolling up here. I think for the week, I think that's it. And I will not be here for Monday for the Monday edition. Next Monday. So Thursday and Monday. Oh, but I might be on some other podcasts. You never know. You might see me on another one. So there it is. So with that, I think that's it. We're broadcasting live on 5 different platforms. 2 Facebook pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. 2 YouTube pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. And, of course, X, the X app at WTF Nation Radio. So happy to see that we're broadcasting on X. You get to say a lot more stuff. You get away with it. I mean, Facebook gets so sensitive on anything that you say, to include YouTube now, and they just misconstrued it, and we'll get like a notification. You shouldn't have said this. You might offend somebody. Twitter, shit, you say it all. So, anyhow. So, again, SITREP Foundation, thank you guys for hanging out. I think that's it. I think that's all we got. Again, if any information we have on the relief efforts in Texas, we will post them and let you know. Don't forget AER also as well. So with that, share, like, and follow. What do the kids say? Smash the subscribe. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe is what my kid says now. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. There you go. Whatever that means. So y'all have a good night. Shots.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Driving us insane. ATF 0 dark 30, no time to complain. Push ups in the mud, feel the muscles strain. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Hilltops in the desert, sandstorms in our eyes. Memories for breakfast, no room for lies. Running watches through the night under starless skies. Brothers and sisters, we rise. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos, in the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Drill sergeant's fury echoing in the air. Discipline and duty we all must bear. Battle bodies by our side in the fight we share. In the face of danger we dare. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Flames and firefights, adrenaline's rush. Silent nights, broken by the enemy's hush. Medics on the move in the heat of the crush. In the heart of battle we trust. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find out our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. but never left behind. On the WTF moments and the stories we find. In the Army's embrace, we're forever entwined. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Through the smoke and the flames we rise again. In the heart of the storm we find our zen. Battle buddies by our side, our men. In the Army's legacy we transcend.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again, and then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the Army of Ukraine, our army.